of Zelda Randomizer Battle Royales. Tonight, we are dealing with the unfamiliar chaos, and this is down to the final two. On your left, we have Isolated999. On your right, TruantGamer. I'm the Adirondack Rick, who was eliminated last week, and joining me is the commentary god, Liquid Husband.
Hey, Rick. This is, like you said, the grand finals of this Battle Royale miniature tournament. Quick rundown of some of the flags here. I don't want to call these easy flags. We'll call them simple flags because there's not a lot of strange variations to it. But that does not mean it is easy by any stretch of the imagination. We are looking at regular start, regular sword location, regular number of hearts required for white sword and magical sword. First quest everything, is that correct, Rick?
Yeah, it's a first quest overworld. We're dealing with shapes for the dungeons, and probably more importantly is the fact that the first of all, the wood sword, as you mentioned, is going to be at its slow normal start, and with the start being at the actual start, there's a decision you want to make at first whether or not you want to take the wood sword or do a little bit of exploration with the candle and then retry a little bit later on. Another thing to know is that when you get to the white sword and the magical sword, it's going to take 5 and 12 hearts. It's not the mixed. It's not the mixed range.
Yeah. So there are a lot of things. I think maybe this is where the name came from. A lot of things that are sort of familiar to you for both vanilla and randomizer players. It's very similar to the standard chaos flags that get run a lot. It also has some things that are reminiscent of the vanilla version of the game. It made it a very, very interesting flag set. Like you said, a lot of meta strategy involved in the early game here, and I'm just excited to see how this one pans out.
Yeah, so just a second, he's going. So these runners are about to begin. Of I believe it was 9 that started this off a few weeks ago, and I'll give you some of the names of the other runners that we saw in this group. Of course, I was the third place finisher in this event here, losing last week to these two. Thank you, level 9.
So ISO immediately picking up the sword, and Truant doing the same as well. So it looks like they're just gunning for it at this point, because here in the finals, maybe this changes their perspective. There's no finishing second or third and advancing to the next round.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If these guys find a candle shop early on, it rubs out any advantage that grabbing the candle over the sword. And also got to remember that if you do grab the candle over the sword, well, you're going to retry. And that also does lead to a little bit of backtracking a little bit later on, as we do see what the door repair message is, as we're going to be buying some vowels, Wheel of Fortune style.
Yep, 18 rupees a piece for those vowels. The medium secret was 28, so right now, between the medium secret and the door repair, things are pretty similar to, the disparity between the two, and we have found any roads. ISO's taking them, Truant's not.
Yeah, Truant wants to find out if this is going to be the Armosum item over here next to the lake, and I can't blame him for this decision. We do see what the white sword item is.
That is the flotation device superior, the raft, which will open 2 overworld locations.
But they can't grab that now, and again, in this flag set, it is going to take 5 hearts to grab that raft.
Yep. It does take some of the gambling out of the strategy of checking the white sword and magical sword locations, but again, all part of the freestyle flag sets that we've been seeing in these Battle Royale tournaments.
So we find another of the secrets, 28 for the mid-secret. We haven't seen the small secret yet, I do believe. And was that the bow?
It was. It may have been the recorder. It was either the bow or the recorder.
Yeah, we'll see a little bit more details soon here. As a TruantGamer getting butchered around by the Armos and taking the death before he can go inside.
I feel like we've all been there before. You feel like you've walked right over that staircase 1,000 times and never can quite manage to get in there.
And so the beefing strats have isolated, trying to do some searching, try to figure out where certain things are. We haven't seen a level yet, trying to find out where the Simos item is. And just got in just barely. That was probably about 2 or 3 frames away from spinning around in a circle and going back to start.
Which you don't want to do here, because he's concentrated in this corner with these Armos items. We're down to, if it's not in this location, we're down to the one over by level 6, the power bracelet spot at this point, right?
Yeah, it would be the great. Oh, it's the book as your white sword item. So
never mind.
Isolated is not going to be picking that one up, as trying to kill some of these blue Octoroks. Maybe we can't find ourselves with a bomb dropper, but guess what TruantGamer just found?
He has his candle. That screen that he died on earlier was actually a candle shop.
No, it wasn't a candle shop, but it was a take any.
Oh, sorry, take it. That's what I meant. The price was just 0. Opportunity cost 1 heart container.
And we found our first level. It is level 3, and that gives Isolated the ability to up band A, refresh his hearts, get it back up to 3. Good decision. I always want to find a level when you're sitting on beeping strats. As we find out that Gleeok lurks in the dead wood, so possible needing that candle to find where level 4 is.
Yep. So that's our first hint, and the hints here are mixed, I believe, correct? Which means they're either true or community.
Yeah, you've got that mixed hint bag here, so you're not guaranteed to get any particular hint styles here. You just know that at some point in time, you may be finding a right hint, you may be finding a wrong hint, or a community hint, rather.
Yeah.
This one here was a truthful hint. By the way, Isolated here is got a little bit of a problem in this level 3. The fact that he's got no bombs, and it does look like there's a bomb wall separating from where the Triforce is.
Yeah, we've been a little short on bombs all game. Truant finally found some on his way into level 3 as well. It took him. He had a screen earlier full of blue moblins that he cleared and got nothing for him. Although we could be seeing bombs soon if those 1 HP red gorillas pop up anymore.
Yeah, always nice to find out when the red gorillas go down in one single wood sword hit, and then we know that's going to be a Wallmaster room. Now, there's a couple things that come into play here with this Chaos flag set. Their enemies will be the normal groups. So will be the Wizrobes, Staphos, and the Wallmasters in this group. That's a nice bomb drop right there for Isolated. Good thing he cleared out that room, as well as the ropes as well. And then it'll be the Dark Nuts, the Pole's Voice, the Gibdos, and then you've got the Wizrobes and likes and Vires coming up as well. So the groups, they're going to stay the same in this flag set. Also, the rooms you're looking for will be the first quest staircase rooms.
We are at critical health here for Isolated, and these Stalfos are just beefy.
Yeah, they take 3 hits as opposed to the 2 that they normally take by the looks of things. And right now it's just called figuring out where to go in this level 3. Now this would be a nice room if Isolated can get a lucky Dodongo, but here's the problem. The Dodongos are not always nice. Oh, he got it! Wow! And we did find out the item in level 3. Yeah. It is the wooden boomerang. That was amazing because that one Dodongo turned up, and I was afraid that was not going to allow him to get the bomb drop. He was going to waste away his last bomb and feel really salty about that too.
Yeah, you never want to go into a Dodongo room with bombs and think, oh, well, you know, I'll use a couple to max myself out here and then leave with nothing.
So we've got to figure out where to go to get to this Triforce in level 3. There's nothing that has really come shine at these runners where exactly they need to go in this level 3. It's going to be a magical bomb wall.
Yeah, and there's a key door that people avoided earlier. ISO's getting closer and closer at this point. He would really love to see the map layout of this level 3 right about now.
Oh, don't worry, the map's going to be behind a bomb wall. There's the bomb wall right there. This probably is the map room.
Oh, please be. Please be.
Oh. It's not even a drop room. And so we're going to get the Triforce, and I'm surprised one maneuver here by Isolated. He did not opt to go to the room to the right. Maybe see if he can't leave a key, because key management can always come into play in these flags. And that's no matter what kind of flags. We do see the top secret. Top secret is kind of nice.
Yeah, 101. So things are really kind of, you know, not too wildly variant one way or the other on the secrets so far. Both guys picking up that 101 secret. Was that was up in that northeast 100 spot, wasn't it?
Yes, it is, Brad.
Hmm. Oh, there's some arrows for ISO.
Yeah, these runners have familiar thoughts about a particular seed they played on Sunday night. It wasn't exactly nice. That was filled with bunnies in all of the dungeons. Yeah. Now, obviously, we're going to deal with only bunnies and dark nut sets in this, but still, you don't want to have to deal with that. And Truant ended up getting the book.
Pick up the book. It wasn't there, that's for sure. So, rip wand for Truant.
Well, don't rip wand, just rip useful wand. So Isolated ended up getting his candle already, so he's going to pick up a heart container out of this take any. Now, which one of these two was the one that found the raft as the white sword earlier?
That was Truant. Truant was the one who didn't take the take any roads. So he found the raft instead of taking the last, as opposed to just continuing from the last take any that was over here in the woods. Well, we also saw the small secret 9. A little bit of a theme here with the secrets.
9, 28, 101. I'm trying to figure this one out.
Just that it's very, very close to vanilla. So instead of calling for Fred, I guess we call for Ferd in this situation.
Oh, we can. We're also looking for more dungeons. We've only seen level 3 so far. Isolated Bind the Meat, which is a interesting decision at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of an insurance policy, I guess.
Yeah,
if you will. We're not coming across a lot of things to spend our money on.
It is the bow.
All right, so that arrow purchase becomes a completely different animal now for ISO. Now that I know that he knows that that's the bow.
Ooh, arrowed up the back for TruantGamer, back to start. Not a place where you really wanted to die, but it's probably the worst location, not Death Mountain, to die on.
Yeah, you're, no pun intended, isolated a bit from the rest of the game in that corner.
So TruantGamer now checking out the bomb spots close to start, and hey, we have found level 6. It is in the forest.
Alright.
Level 6, the largest of the non-level 9s under most circumstances. And is this the item? Is this a staircase? It is a staircase.
And that was at the another 100 secret for Truant, and he's gonna retry.
Yeah, that's a good idea for TruantGamer. You don't want to take that 101 right now and lose about 30 rupees. So Isolated found the Triforce in level 6. He's gonna bail. He's gonna bail at this point.
Yeah, it being the largest dungeon and all, you really don't want to spend any time in it. He doesn't have a lot of time sunk into it, so if he has to come back later, it's not like he's like super double dipping or anything.
And that's the whole thing, is you're trying to keep your times down. And okay, I see what exactly Isolated is doing. He's going to check these rooms to the left, and he does get... Oh, don't up an A yet. There you go. Now you can up an A, now that we know that Gria grumbles at the grave.
Right, so we have general hints about the locations of level 4 and 7. As
we find
paper.
Yep, we find the letter for TruantGamer, which will allow him to buy the potions if he wants to. 218 rupees. We now know that the ring will cost another 32 rupees from what he has at this point, so we know what he's going to save up for. And we find out where the magical sword is. It's south of where normal level 1 is, but at 4 hearts, you can't touch this.
Oh.
28 rupees, 246.
He just wants that fiver now.
Yeah, get a fiver and you have yourself a blue ring purchase. And in fact, those red levers could have helped you out, but we do get to the take any, or the take any roads. So as the runners continue to search around here, we get to the near the desert spot, just northeast of 1, and we get a 28 secret. Does TruantGamer go for the blue ring at this point? No, it does not look like he's going for it immediately.
Something tells me that that's going to result in him finding a door repair charge.
So Isolated there finds the ramp parts.
There's our blue ring purchase. So, in some way, I'm happy for TruantGamer that he now has the blue ring. I'm sad now that the two runners look almost identical on screen to one another. And we lost that sweet dungeon green link.
Oh, that's not a sword beam that Isolated wanted to take right there, but that's a very, very dangerous guardian of the fairy.
Yeah, and he knows that level 4 is somewhere in that general vicinity. So he was getting ready to scope out that that portion of Hyrule for sure.
So at this point here, these are the final 2 runners of this battle royale. There's other battle royales that are going on, and this is a nice, neat idea. You have a minimum of 8 runners, 10 runners maximum. They go in, and each week the losing runner, the person who finishes last, as well as anyone who does not show up, gets eliminated, and then you get down to the final runners who earn points towards a November championship.
Almost like the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions, if you will.
Yeah, but you can't take that money home with you.
I haven't seen a dime yet. I don't know where you're getting it from.
I haven't gotten a dime either. This one here started with 9 runners. Week 1, we lost Dark Falls 1983 and Raikou Rider. In the next week, we lost Zebgedni and J-Lo. J-Lo 7 and Zebgedni. And then we lost Panzer Dave and Catastrophe, and that brought us down to the final 3, which I got eliminated last week. Isolated and TruantGamer now battling it for the championship, and we find where level 4 is. And name that ink blot for level 4.
That is... Oh gosh. What are those things called? Cactus?
I think cactus is the best answer. The first thought for me was something having to do with a hammer, but it's a hammer with legs, and ooh, we've got Wizrobes in this level 4. Ooh, we've got a shoot room. We got
a shoot room with Dig Dugger.
That's enough to make you go shoot.
Now, are there Wizrobes in here because level 4 is technically a Wizrobe dungeon, or is that random in this tournament?
That's random where they're going to end up. This is another instance of Fred. Because remember, level 3, as we find a ladder block. Oh, cheap bombs, 4 rupee bombs. That's nice to find. As you saw, level 3 had the Gria set.
Okay, that's right.
Looks like the red whiz robes are beefy, but Isolated wants to clear this room out in case this is... this can't be a push block room, but this could be a drop room. And the problem is with no keys, Isolated is kind of hoping that this is going to be a key drop.
Yeah. Or it could be the Triforce.
Oh, well, I think Isolated will take that as a result. Maybe not exactly what he banked on, but yeah, that's why you clear those rooms out.
That's one of those ones where you say, I think I'm gonna... No, wait, no, I'm not gonna dig this dungeon now, all of a sudden.
There's no reason to at this point. You've got 5 hearts, and... wood sword. You don't have the ladder, you just saw a ladder block. There's really no reason for you to stick around at this point and just die over and over again. This is one of those dungeons that later on, if you're still looking for something, you're going to come back later. And you're also key blocked. And there might be a room you can get a key, but it's going to require you to kill blue, red, whiz robes, as well as likes. Not going to happen.
Yeah. When Isolated getting my favorite random message from the old lady. Don't use auto fire or I'll know.
How will it know, though?
The game knows, Rick.
You're not Lost Cards fan.
That is true. I could whip up an impression right now, but I'd rather be respectful.
TruantGamer finding out what this level 4 looks like. Now we're going to go ahead and tackle this Aquamanus, because this is shaped with a double block. It could be a staircase. You don't know it. So you want to kill it. You want to make sure that you find out whether or not it is. So there are other battle royales we got going on here. We do find where level 7 is, by the way. There are other battle royales that are going at this point. Boomstick Fun is down to its Cisco Crusher, Captain Green, and Panzer Dave. That is Sundays at 4 p.m. and we'll be finding out who advances to the final 2 coming up this Sunday. Random Triforce Fun is down to the final 3. Random Effect, Thurwolf, and JSR. That was one other one that I played in. Had some fun, but that one's weird because...
And that's a stacked deck right there in those final 3.
Yeah, that's a very good final 3, too. And here's the thing with that flag set. You don't know what you need to get into level 9 until you get it. Step over the water to reach the bow. Old news, old man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Boomstick Fun one is interesting because it almost tries to bait you into getting the Boomstick because 9 may be open or Holy Grail or something like that, and Ganon may not be required. I feel like those are true statements about it.
Well, the Random Triforces does not... Or you're talking the Boomstick, yeah. The Boomstick, yeah. The interesting thing about the Boomstick is you may never find it.
Exactly, like it's just, you know, teasing you out there.
Isolated finding a well-needed key at this point.
He's found a lot of keys in this room. 6 of them.
Not keys.
Gotcha. There's another one. And a staircase. Come on, level 7. Do your thing. Let's see what's behind that block. Or not.
Yeah, it looks like he was finding the block clip there and, well, was going to get annoyed. And survey says, well, it's the red candle. It's not something that Isolated really likes seeing, and the red candle in level 7. But
this is very familiar chaos.
Speaking of Fred, he also has a battle royale that's just starting up. They're getting just in the early stages of it, so you're not going to see any of the races restreamed on Randomania for a while. You get to look at a spoiler log 10 minutes before the race begins, so you get to plot out where exactly you're going, where the items are, and you, I believe, also get to see the layouts. You don't get to see where the items are in those laid out dungeons. You just get a look at the spoiler log for 10 minutes before the race begins.
Yeah, and And from then on, at that point, if you wanted to start 5 minutes late because you wanted to read the spoiler log for 5 more minutes, you know, I guess have at it.
But that one there has Fred F. Coughlin, Raikou Riders, RNX42, Isolated, Panzer Dave, Melly Gord, Bobbing for Fries, Catastrophe, and J-Lo got eliminated already.
Yeah, that one was, when I heard that one being announced, I thought that was very interesting. And we have a smushed skeleton version of level 8 there on that ink blot for level 7.
That actually looks like a squished version of level 7.
It could also be that one. Oh, there you got half the equation for this Goma here.
Oh, that's a troll staircase? One room, nowhere else to go.
Costing him time, hearts, and a couple of bombs.
Well, we've got a few extra moments here. We can go ahead and plug some of the upcoming ones that are starting to fill up. We got the 100% challenge that was started up by August 40th. I don't really know about the flags for that set. Zarnax42, J. Cooper, and Random Effect signed up for It's Just a Flesh Wound, and I've seen Random Effect in chat. Maybe he can go ahead and fill us in on some of the flags for that one. And we do see a Goma blocking a room to the north. That may be the only way to get there, too, so that could make things interesting.
So that's bow/ladder blocked in that instance.
It all depends whether or not the Triforce is in that area, and I'm surprised. Oh, I think Isolated is just going to go into this room first and then back away. Don't ask me, I just work here. Such a helpful old man. I was going to say I was surprised that he opted not to get the key, but he was waiting to the back side of that. Swordless one-hit knockout, according to what Random Effect is saying for that. It's just a flesh wound.
Yeah, so get your dance games. Get your dance games out in chat for that one.
Yeah, we find level 5. It is also in the grave. Southeast of where level 6 is normally in vanilla, and where level 7 turned out to be in this seed. We also got Zelda and the Holy Grail by Dark Falls. That's Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's currently got 6 registered runners, so it needs just 2 more to go.
All right.
And then there's one that I started up, Maelstrom Mondays, which is pretty much the old Maelstrom flag set with a sped up text. Also, non-shapes. First quest dungeons. We wouldn't have to name that ink blot.
Wait, I just saw a bomb drop from the Stalfos.
It was either a stored bomb.
I was gonna say, it must have been stored or something. Yeah, it was very interesting.
Or it was a room drop.
It was before the room. The room drop bombs as well, but this is one of the first enemies he killed in the room.
It had to be a stored drop then.
Yeah.
Because this flag set doesn't do the shuffled drop groups.
Yeah, I didn't think it did, and so I was a little confused. It does, however, do lots and lots of Gleeoks.
And then we also have the Quad Force Duos, which is going to be a co-op run as well. So a lot of fun Battle Royales coming up. You can get more information. Just take a look at the challenge page. That's where the information about the flag sets are going to be. And you can find out, maybe sign up for ones that tickle your fancy.
Shoutouts to the Randroid giving us that link in chat twice, because myself and the Restream are hitting it at the same time. Isolated opting to try to kill Zols with bombs there. Oh, Don't you wish you'd picked that red candle up now? ISO goes down to the blue land Molai. Meanwhile, Truant is pot committed at this point to this level 7, and he finds out what ISO did earlier, that Goma troll staircase.
By the way, Liquid Husband?
Yes.
That's just a flesh wound. And we do find the 101 secret underneath the Armos here, as TruantGamer has given up on level 7 and will go inside level 5.
I feel like we've all given up on level 7 at this point in our lives.
Well, is there any reason to go further into this thing? It's full of pain and misery.
Yeah. And that's just in the vanilla game.
This just takes it to a whole new level with those Gomas.
Yeah, that was not the Goma that they wanted.
And that one there that is blocking 2 shutter doors, that one is right now a Noma.
And double, so level 7 very well may, back to semi-serious comments like you're talking about, there very well may be double item blocked. We already know that Manhandla threatens with the boomerang.
Old news. We do find a hint shop, and let's go ahead and buy some. Apparently my other flute is an ocarina. And Gleeok returns with a heart container. So heart container, one of the 2 items in A. We find out where the Triforce is in that level 5, by the way. It's one room to the east of where TruantGamer is. And apparently I don't know Bagu, so he can't help me cross. And hey! Hi, Wizro!
Yeah. Oh, and
they hit
the other hits!
Back. And the Dongo dwells with a wand in 2.
So we know where the dead wand is for TruantGamer.
Red ring in 8, so we now know both the heart container and red ring in 8.
And you got what you paid for with that last 10 rupee hint.
You certainly did. You got the Sir Link a lot.
Truant trying a different strategy, taking on a different direction here in level 5 this time, post-mortem.
Yeah, I think what he's trying to do here with these red Wizrobes is try to get some bombs off of them. The unfortunate part is that they are beefed up, and there he gets the bombs. So he's going to go back, and he wants those bombs for Death Mountain by the looks of things. That's not he was going to go back to try to get that Triforce, but he has said, nope, not worth my time at this point.
Well, that's an interesting way to attack it. Oh, Isolated, you missed the burned bush. What if you had a candle that could be used more than once on the same screen?
If only he had seen one.
Hey, yeah, in the interest of full disclosure, I am going to rag on ISO for not picking up the red candle as many times as possible.
That's 2 now. Do I hear 3?
It is a wonderful repository of information on the internet for all things related to The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, but how's that going to help Isolated in this run?
I don't know, but Fiskbit probably does.
Still hunting down some levels. We haven't seen 1, 2, 8, and 9.
Yeah. And we really don't know anything about their location, other than they're not in the places we've looked so far.
Maybe that ramp yields a level or 2.
That is true. Another, ISO walked past the vanilla level 4 raft spot. that would be an advantage he would have over his opponent at this time if it was.
TruantGamer's got to give up this screen scroll. He's wasting way too much time on it. The unfortunate thing about block clipping is if you spend too much time, you end up losing time, and this is what's really happening to TruantGamer. He's trying to get it set up, and he's now ended up losing so much time to it, and he's now giving up.
Interesting play here by ISO. He's gone back into level 6. Maybe intrigued to find out what the item is.
Meanwhile, TruantGamer goes and plays some more Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah. His prize for giving up on the screen scroll was losing 18 rupees.
That clock, honestly, is not something that Isolated should have grabbed at this point.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to be able to clear out this room.
And you know why he's not going to be able to clear out this room, Rick?
No, I don't know. Maybe, just maybe.
You know, he had one enemy too many out of his reach there across the river. And considering he had a candle that only has one use per room, it so happened
he's just setting you up for these.
Unable to clear out the final Stalfos in that river room. Oh, nice bomb for good measure there.
Isolated was trying to set up a 10 count. He was trying to set up a 10 count.
Oh, he got it. There's his 5 rupee right there. He got his 5 rupee.
Now, if this is a connected 6, this is going to be the item. I think this is more just getting them out of the. Oh, takes a banana to the face.
Oh, it is something. It is death. It is certain in level 6 with those blue gorillas. Not the enemy I've thought about taking me down in level 6 in the past, but it happened here.
Liquid?
Yes, sir.
You know what would have helped Isolated999 in that room?
You know, there's actually two items he has come across so far in this game that might have helped him in that. I don't blame him for not picking one of them up. That was the one we saw in level 3. The Heretic Nanner that we saw there could have kept the guys at bay. He does have the bait. He could have used that. The bait would have been useful. However, perhaps more useful than anything else would have been the greatest mid-range multi-fire, keep your enemies at bay weapon of all time, the red freaking candle.
Hashtag never forget. Well, we go back into this room. Second try. And by the way, don't forget that Isolated is currently on the same tunic color as Truant, but it's just how he looks. And we get the any key. Now that's not the best prize to find. You want to find a required item, but if you're not going to find an item to beat the game, that's worth it. Yeah.
That would be the best non-required item for Truant to find. I think ISO would probably still prefer the wand over it, maybe, but seeing as Truant got an unfortunate Armos item earlier, he would definitely love to see that any key. But it does make your routing decisions a little bit different, which can help or possibly harm you if the game decides to be a troll.
Isolated is going back into level 4.
These guys just not feeling level 5 at this point. I guess they're hoping to find a ladder somewhere.
Well, we've already found one vanilla item. Maybe we could have 2.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point you're just banking on things being where they're supposed to be. And what a horrible room to have to run into an assortment of Wizrobes. Not a lot of places to hide in that room.
This looks like a horrible room too. That room with the blue Lionels. Maybe this is why nobody's checked the recorder lake yet.
Oh yeah,
like the rap doc here.
Yeah, he did not have enough time from that. We were all hoping he would, but we all knew he didn't. Also of note, the bomb count for ISO because of what he had to go through to get through those blue gorillas earlier.
It sits at 0, so if there turns out to be a need, he's in trouble.
But hey, he can go check this other room out over here with no problem because he's got all the keys he could ever want. And in this room, he's got all the keys he could ever want.
And in his room, he's got all the wardrobes he wants.
Did he get
gets
that
the
heart?
heart container. No, he didn't.
He didn't? Okay, so he already had 8 hearts.
Yeah.
I like Truant's strategy there of getting out of that raft spot. Just up an A. He got bopped back across the lake a couple times.
It's not worth taking a death at that point. Just do the up and A. It's not that big of a time. It definitely helps the fact that you're only 4 screens away from there at the beginning anyway.
That bubble, honestly, is your best friend in that Wizrobe like room in 4.
Yeah, that's what ended up keeping him alive for just a moment. And TruantGamer is going to try to screen scroll over to where level 5 is having some issues here. This is not him not getting the screen scroll right, but it was the tech ties. Oh, nice bop from the fireball. He ended up losing his life to the Wizrobe anyways, but he did get the heart container this time.
Yeah. Can we put a clock on how much time that heart container has been worth so far to ISO? It gets him to 9. He's 3 away now from the magical sword, which is great. It's unfortunate that he had to use one of his take-inies on a candle because he hadn't found the any other candle at that point. But I guess at this point he's trying to play the long play for the magical sword, and level 4 better have something good underneath the staircase.
It better. But we do find level 8, and TruantGamer knows what's in here, but I believe it was TruantGamer the one who explored the hints, or was that Isolated? Wasn't that Isolated?
No, ISO got all the hints. I don't know if Truant did or not.
I don't think he did. Okay, so in that case, we're talking Isolated knows what's in level 8. Level 8 turned out to be on top of the waterfall.
Oh, so in the normal white sword location?
That would be where it is.
Okay. Just making my notes for later. A fairy fill up
for 4. Hype. Round 4 for Isolated. He is hell-bent on finding out what this item in level 4 is. TruantGamer may have an item that would help him get through level 4 a little easier. Well, if Manhandler plays nice.
Ooh.
And at least we know that the bosses aren't beefy.
That's nice.
They're going to be the normal count.
What do we have under this first one?
There's
we have
the heart container, so the red ring is going to be underneath the next item staircase.
Yep. Will it be the regular right side of the room staircase? Is that something that's in this flag set?
No, it could be in any. Like, it could be in this room right here.
Okay. Ooh, wrong turn, Dark Nut.
Nice try bomb, though.
That was a good one. That one did 12 damage, which is, considerably more than they tell you can be done in the book.
The book lies.
Oh, it is another staircase.
It is. Is this the transport or is this the red ring? It is the transport.
Now, Truant does have the blue ring.
But he's not going to mind getting the red ring.
No, not at all. There's another potential ladder block. We saw another one in level 4 that kept ISO from being able to explore to the fullest. Oh no! Good grief, that Wizrobe.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm assuming the silver arrows are Goma blocked. And I believe that's our first bunny sighting of the game there in level 8.
We haven't seen a Darkness set until here, so it's still possible we could see a Darkness set come level 1. And level 2 as well.
And 9 guaranteed to be Wizrobes.
I believe 1 has the opportunity to be any enemy group, because that's what was in the normal Chaos flags.
Okay.
No, Truant's trying to kill this room, and I'm hoping it's not because he thinks this is a staircase room. No, he's not pushing the block. He just thought it was a drop room. But being down to 1 bomb is leaving Truant with some rough decisions to make, because you want to hold on to that last bomb, at least until you can guarantee yourself some extras.
Yeah. Now, he is able to, you know, basically tank through these bubble hits here, because he has this item that is not hindered by them. But, okay, is ISO finally closing the book on level 4 for the time being?
Yeah, he's giving up, and this is the right decision to make at this point. Losing and dying to dungeons, to deaths over and over again, is a good way of putting you out of a position to actually do well in a seed or finish in a good position.
Yep.
So Isolated will soon find level 8. This is where Truant is, and again, Isolated has the advantage of knowing what the second item is.
That's true, but he is going to pick, you know, if his past plays are any indicator of future performance, he will be picking up that heart container, because he seems to be making a play for the magical sword at this point.
Well, when you know that the magical sword is guaranteed to be 12 hearts, you can better route yourself and better play it that you're going to actually grab it. Because under the normal flag sets, where you would maybe make the decision to would you possibly or would you not, 12 hearts would be a 60% chance.
Yeah. Here,
12 hearts is a 100% chance.
Yeah, guaranteed. But I mean, we're running out of places that, you know, until we find level 1, every item feels like it could be a required item at this point. Because we're still looking for, you know, we haven't seen the recorder, we haven't seen the power bracelet, we haven't seen the ladder, we haven't seen the silver arrows.
We did speak
we just found another dungeon, though.
1.
All right, level 1 by the river.
That means the only level that is outstanding is level 2. Man, I would love to see a hint where level 2 could be. 2 items in level 1, the smallest dungeon. A dungeon you're going to be searching 99% of the time.
Oh yeah. Well,
and there's the
Triforce.
Yeah, and TruantGamer knows that he's going to have to re-kill that room, so he says, I might as well pick it up at this point. He's going back in. There's no reason for him not to go back in at this point.
Yeah, and the great point made in chat by Random Effect, we're 45 minutes in, and neither guy has half of the Triforce of Wisdom at this point. Neither one of them can feel good about where they're at in this race right now.
Well, both runners are having some...
Yeah. When you're running blind like this against your opponent, you don't know where they are, you're always feeling like you've done something horribly wrong, and they're jetting through this with no problem.
Speaking of stuff, round 5.
Oh, now that was a productive Red Guerrilla room there for TruantGamer. Got 2 bomb packs and a heart container.
All of a sudden he's up to 8 hearts, and Isolated had full life. Going in, he doesn't anymore. We get the recorder.
I think we just found level 2.
I would love to see a hint for level 2. I would love to see a hint for level 2.
We got a hint for level 2. It's got the wand.
Okay. I would love to see a hint where level 2 is.
There will probably be a hint where level 2 is.
Or there won't. Either or.
No, I mean, when they get to level 2, wherever it is, there will be a hint there.
Is Isolated planning on doing this a 6th time?
Truant is planning on doing this particular thing in pretty much every room until he finds that second item. Clearing everything out. Could it be the Rupee boss?
Ruby Boss yields the map. Name that ink blot.
Broken microscope.
Round 6. Fight. I think Isolated could use something red. It ain't the red candle at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Those Wizrobes really not, you know, are his trouble here so far. I guess
Silver arrows in 1.
Oh wow! Everybody bought arrows. Yeah, the best of 7 series is over at this point. Level 4 won in a clean sweep. So now the race to find that ladder gets even more intense. Because with it, TruantGamer would have an item with magical sword power.
Item.
Ooh.
He's just gotta make it past these Wizrobes. Why are you killing these guys at this point? Just go into the staircase, find out what the item is.
Oh, no!
No! That's the case where you should have just went into the room and get the item. See what the item is.
As we see on the screen now, 33,787. That's the number of times he could have used the red candle had he had it at this point in the race.
I mean, I'll be fair, the red candle isn't going to help him through this mess. But the problem is this is just time that is eating up. And we take another death. This is going to be, if he stays in here, round 8. And there was no reason to fight those red Wizrobes. Maybe you were thinking at that point to clear them so they wouldn't be in your way. The idea, get into that staircase, find out what that item is at all costs.
Yeah. That's the only thing left for you in level 4. You have the Triforce in there. Unless you're just jonesing for the heart container. I don't even remember. Maybe. No, he picked up the heart container. So
he did.
Cross that off the list.
We are now getting ready to go back into level 4. This is going to be round 9, and we have a wrap locked level. Level 2 is on the island.
Level 2! That's what I thought you were getting ready to call, was we have another, checking the other raft spot. Hallelujah, the raft is required. That staircase is garbage.
And it is a segmented level 2. We know that the wand is in here. We also know that there's a hair container free for the taking. So round 8. This is just a time sink at this point. This is just losing a lot of time that you really don't need to be losing. And there's that hint, by the way, you were talking about.
There is a hint where 2 is.
It wasn't for 2, it was for 3. How dare they give you level 3's hint in... Okay, just go to the staircase. Just get into the staircase. Was this worth it? It was! Oh my goodness!
So worth it! Sort of.
So at least we know that the ladder did come in level 4.
So that gives us
semi worth the pain, but all the time lost to get to it.
Yeah. Wow. So that gives us the rest of the layout for our items now, Rick. Because there's only one item left. There's one required item left, and there's one dungeon item left before level 9 that we don't know. So here we go.
51 minutes in, Liquid Husband, tell us where the items are.
All right, I will. Level 1 contained the recorder and the silver arrows. Level 2 had the wand. Level 3, the standard issue boomerang. Level 4, the almighty ladder. Level 5 will contain the power bracelet. 6 had the magical or any key. 7, the red candle. 8, Heart Container and Red Ring. Level 9 will contain the White Sword and the One True Nanner Magical Boomerang. Armmost item was the book. Coast item, the bow, as we just saw ISO pick up. White Sword item was the raft required, by the way, for level 2.
And he's about to go into level 2 right now. If he doesn't die. There we go. So Truant gets pushed back into the rafts about twice. Hey Truant, you got a recorder. Blow it.
That's what he's going for. ISO's going to be excited to see that free heart container sitting there. And he'll probably be excited to try to find this wand in here as well.
Yeah, the problem is that the wand's going to help him for the rest of the game, except, well, you can't beat Wizrobes with it.
Yeah, well, he's done most of the Wizrobe beating he'll have to do, hopefully.
By the way, Wizrobes in 4 and 5 does not make him guaranteed to be in 9. And he just saved. So, I think Isolated wants to go somewhere else at this point.
Okay. Truant, on the other hand, everybody giving me something to complain about here, purchased a red potion that was more than twice as expensive as the blue potion.
Isolated looks like getting ready to screen scroll over to the other side. Needs to know. Doesn't he need to? He still needs to go find level 1.
Yeah, he has not discovered level 1 yet.
Yeah, that's right. He hasn't found level 1. Get some bombs. It was worth it. Both of these runners are having a little bit of a difficulty with the screen scrolls tonight.
Yeah. And we don't have level 9's location yet either, do we?
Oh, that's right. We have not found level 9 yet. That's a good point. We are not considered Triforce and Go mode just yet because 9 could still be behind a power bracelet plot.
Oh man. I didn't even think about that, but I mean, proportionally, that's what 4 spots left on the overworld, as opposed to how many do we have left. I mean, I guess Death Mountain hasn't been cleared out by either guy, but beyond that, we've checked most things other than the bomb spots along the southeast coast. I don't think have been checked, but
so Truant's back here in this level 4, has not gotten the Triforce out of here. Does have the blue ring advantage, but we'll see how that comes into play with these Wizrobes. By the way, back in level 7, here's that Goma room.
Alright, there's that Goma room.
There goes that Goma room, yeah.
This is the Triforce room, Truant, but you definitely have some more work to do here in this level 4.
He may be
we know what the item is.
He's thinking that this... Oh, no. I guess he didn't explore that room yet. So, oh boy, TruantGamer, does he think that he's ladder blocked in this level 4?
He does, apparently.
Oh, that's gonna be a painful move. And round 2 against Goma.
That one worked
He
out a
drops
little
the
better.
key. And it was not required to get to the Triforce, but is there a bomb wall?
It is.
Is this a required room?
Looks like ISO's going back to level 5 now. He was very close to getting the Triforce earlier. I mean, Truant, not ISO. He was very close to getting the Triforce earlier and died before he could do so. It could be a blessing in disguise that if he goes back in here and finds the item in 5.
This 7 is a labyrinth. This Gleok is a pain. It's further more of a pain when you lose a heart to him. Red potion in hand. It does look... Oh, that hurt. That really did hurt. Yeah. And TruantGamer was trying to get into this nice safe spot of this room before using the potion, but we'll see how it goes. And it turns out that the Triforce was one room south of that Goma troll staircase room.
The game knows. Ooh, look at that level 5. That's a very large level 5.
Office chair? I don't know.
It's just the most twisty-turny dungeon we've seen so far in this seed, by a pretty wide margin.
This looks like something out of Rembrandt. And not the group that's singing the Friends theme.
Oh. Truant is so close to finishing this dungeon off, and he just... Every time he either gets bubbled or beamed, and finally gets the Triforce out of 5.
Does TruantGamer go back inside to try to find what this item in 5 is? We have not seen it.
Yeah. New strats for this land mola.
Get to a place where he can't get you.
Yep, hit them where they ain't. But with ISO, we're going to get to see a little bit more of this level 5 now, because he is not restricted by the number of keys which he can use. Well, that really
he's only restricted by the number of Wizrobe CCs.
Yeah. 3 hearts, technically green tunic for Isolated. Oh, there's a staircase in level 5.
Yeah, but that's the staircase you come out of.
Okay.
Through the transport staircase. TruantGamer has said, nope, I'm done with this level 5.
You know, might be a good play, unless we need that power bracelet to find level 9.
I don't know how much of this overworld these guys have searched. It seems to me like we've almost finished off all this overworld.
Yeah, okay, so the southern coast has been checked, looks like, by Truant over here. At least one of those spots.
Come on, Isolated, don't die here. I said don't die.
People never listen to you, Rick.
I know. It's been a problem as long as I've done commentary for games. I'm trying to figure out why that is. I'm trying to figure out why people feel the need to disobey me and not to listen to me. Do they think I'm just blowing hot air?
As the younger sibling, I've been that way for 32 years, so... Yeah, Cyclone, that's our, I don't want to say concern or worry or intrigue, I'm not sure what quite the word is, but we think level 9 might be more likely than not behind a power bracelet spot at this point. We have crossed the hour threshold, and both of our runners are only halfway to being able to get into level 9, and holy bomb shop, 4 rupees.
I am going to figure at this point, both runners think the other runner is in level 9, is about ready to not done.
Yeah, it's it's a horrible way to live, by the way.
It is extremely, and there's going to be another death for Isolated. Down to 2 hearts. That room's not going to pay out when you have the blue Wizrobe that's going to head east, then north.
I wouldn't call that incident isolated, would you?
It's more widespread at this point.
Yeah. Pandemic. Panzerdemic. It's a shame he's not in this race.
Don't bring Panzer Dave into this.
Well, the sword was right at the very start. It's hard to bring Dave into this.
Well, he was.
Oh, look at the... I just want to point something out. Can we just take a look at that room that TruantGamer just had? Beautiful evisceration of those Stalfos in the river room with no ladder. Would have saved
him the wrong way, though.
He is, but man, think of the 2 or 3 seconds that would have saved Isolated earlier. There's our power bracelet pickup in level 5 for ISO. He still doesn't know where the Triforce is, and it's in a room that he's not going to pick randomly to clear.
Yeah, Isolated doesn't know where the Triforce is at this point. Is probably trying to avoid every Wizrobe room possible. Takes another death.
Yeah, it's last room that he's going to single out willingly to clear, unless he's just decided that the game absolutely hates him at this point. I mean, having come across 2 Wizrobe dungeons and having both Triforces be blocked by a Wizrobe room.
Liquid, at this point in time, I think it's pretty much safe to say that the game hates both of these runners.
Yeah, I can understand.
I mean, seriously, it's a strategical moment that these guys are getting nervous. These guys are getting a little antsy. Like, Isolated has the items that he thinks he needs. Silver's, for all he knows, could be in level 9. Needs to make it into level 1 at some point in time. And that's just a hell of a room. Fred, those triple traps shouldn't be in that kind of room.
Yeah. Especially when, yeah, that's, no thank you. Yeah, I mean, both guys, remember what I said at the very top of the broadcast? These are simple flags, but that does not mean they are easy flags. We have seen so many things be so close to being similar to or like the vanilla version of the game here in this race tonight, and yet here we are, an hour and 5 minutes in, no closer to finishing Harley than we were when we started.
We are closer than we are to finishing. I mean, the Triforce counts 4-4.
It is 4-4. We can hope for Mercy in level 9.
You think this seat's going to give them Mercy after what they've been through? This 9 is going to toss them and tear them to shreds. And it's all because they're going to be sitting there going, where's my opponent? Why is there not a dot done? Because at this point, you've got to be thinking in an hour 5, where is the other opponent? Why haven't they finished? Why do you need the map? Google it.
There's an any key pickup coming up in level 6 for Truant. Another very well done room.
With only one key, that is something TruantGamer doesn't want to see, but he won't hate the idea of it at this point.
Yeah, you know, he obviously wants the ladder, but now he doesn't have to worry about whether or not he can try to look for the ladder in places where he would be blocked out by key doors. Of course, we know where the ladder is. We know what's keeping him from the ladder.
At this point, I think if I am TruantGamer, it's time to fill up our hearts. Level 4 is going to start welcoming new victims of pain.
Yep. Newest inductee into level 4's Hall of Pain, the one and only TruantGamer. Headed back there now.
You know, that was unfortunate for Isolated to kill off that room with the Wizrobes. It had a key drop.
course it did.
Little does Isolated know that this is the room that has the answer to a lot of the questions in life. And it's going to cost him about 20 rupees because, well, reasons. It's going to cost him more now. This is why we do not allow the runners to have a live feed of their microphones on restreams. Let's just say that some of the language you would be hearing here would rival what you would hear on Cinemax after 10 p.m.
Yeah, and talking about these, the troubles being self-inflicted, it really is one of those things that once you get into this game, you could things really can start to snowball on you when they're going this wrong. I don't want to say every time something goes wrong, but when something goes this wrong, I mean, this seed has gone wrong in so many ways for both competitors. Not trying to single anyone out here. ISO gets the horrible news.
And speaking of four-letter words, he probably expressed a few of them right now. Truant made it a whole lot easier through that level 4 to pick up the ladder.
Yeah, well, he does have twice as much defense.
Yeah, that's the big thing right there. And by the way, TruantGamer is now up to 11 hearts, only one more before he can pick up the best sword of the game.
The Edge of Duality?
I said the best sword of the game, not of the series. Apparently Ganon's behind you. That's what we find in the grave.
Well, so level 9 wasn't in that one, but Ganon was.
According to legend. Isolated has not checked some of this part of Death Mountain.
Yeah, and he's gonna have trouble checking some of this part of Death Mountain. Bomb count 0. Heart count only 1/2 more than 0.
Nice way of putting it.
And there's the compass that was blocked, ladder blocked for Truant. So now he knows what fresh hell he has to go through to pick up the Triforce here in level 4, so that he doesn't ever have to come back here ever again.
This is going to put Truant at, what is it? It's going to put him at 5 Triforces, but he's not in Triforce and Go mode yet until we find where this level 9 is.
Yeah. But I would certainly say he has somewhat of an advantage at this point. He's got more Triforces. He doesn't have the bow yet, but he knows where the bow is. He's got silver arrows, so as soon as he picks up that bow, he's got a 4 HP weapon.
Isolated has not found what level 1 is, and that's part of the problem.
Now, if level 9 is under a power bracelet spot, you know, stop everything else I said.
It may be here.
It may.
It is. So it is a power bracelet blocked level 9, and it almost pretty much had to be at this point because most of the both of these runners have pretty much full cleared the overworld. Besides that, now Isolated is still looking for level 1, so he's going to think of checking this final power bracelet spot. So TruantGamer getting the bow, has the bow, silver arrows, has the raft, which we found out was required, has the recorder. Well, it turns out that the final power bracelet spot is another take any.
Oh, that's big for ISO because he has been chasing those hearts down for quite some time now. He's back tied with Truant at 11.
Truant, why didn't you go back into level 5? That's where you need to go. But he's going into 7. He wants
also needs to go in
find out
there.
what's going on here.
Yeah. He will need to go into 7 at some point, because he needs the Triforce. So there's that.
So if you're just tuning in, this is the finals of the Battle Royale for the Unfamiliar Chaos Flag set. One of these runners will be winning, and they'll be getting the maximum amount of points to go towards the final round of this entire Battle Royale series, culminating in a championship set coming up in November.
Now, this may be a question more for one of the Battle Royale admins, but does winning one of the Battle Royale tournaments automatically guarantee you a spot in that championship series?
No, I believe this doesn't work like NASCAR does.
Okay. A very emphatic note from Random Effect in chat. Thank you.
I think he was softly saying it to us.
Well, Truant's about to find the Triforce, as it was, you know, one screen above that little nub at the top.
But he's gonna go south first.
Well, who would? It's, you know, there's more rooms that way.
Yeah. As they call it, that might be the clock of the night. We do see the bait block in this seed. It's in one lone room.
Yeah. On a peninsula by itself. So there's only one way into the Triforce room. That was unbombable from two sides and blacked out from the others.
Much needed bomb drop there for Isolated. And there's the Triforce for TruantGamer. He has now found the Triforces in 6 of the 8 levels. But what we know is TruantGamer is not in Triforcing Go mode. He still needs to get that power bracelet out of 5 because we now know that that is required to get into level 9.
Yep.
And it looks like he's going back that direction.
Here we are.
Maybe. Yes, he is.
Alright. I guess at this point he's done the math and knows that the power bracelet is in 5 and is realizing he has yet to find level 9.
And there's the red ring for Isolated, and this is going to be something that Isolated likes to see. It's not what, you know, maybe you want to find the silver arrows at this point, but you're not going to sneeze at finding the red ring, especially after how that level 4 went for Isolated.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, with this red ring, he can go back to level 4 now if he would like.
No, I think he's good now. I think 8 deaths is enough.
Ooh,
and
look at this level 8.
There's an ink blob for level 8, and that is hideous.
Yeah. No thanks. That is definitely a vulture. Nice call, E-Tap.
There's the power bracelet pickup there for Truant. I believe at this point, Truant, because of the hints, knew that the power bracelet had to be here in 5.
Yeah. Yeah, if he had everything mapped out about level 8, that was the only possible mystery left to him. So, Ganon is behind you. So now Truant is in true Triforce and Go mode. He knows where 2 is, he knows where 8 is. He knows where an empty cave is.
Yeah, he was looking for any roads.
Yeah, that does get him close to level 2 and 8, I guess.
Now, here's the thing. He's about to find the 12th heart container. Does he beeline it for the magical sword?
It's close enough to start that looks
he's
like
upping and aying.
Ooh.
But he's going to go check the 2 power bracelet spots over here. He may opt to go grab that. Oh no, he's heading up. He's going for that. He's going for that magical sword. Remember, under these flags, it's guaranteed 12 hearts to pick up the magical sword. There is no chance here. There's no gamble. This is a guarantee.
All right, so we've got one guy with the magical sword and blue ring, and the other guy with the wood sword and red ring. Upgrades abound for all. He's going to take any roads again. So kind of them to be that close to what he was going from and trying to get to. Oh,
and there's the 12th heart for Isolated, blocked by a Goma.
So, time and money well spent there, because he's got his 12 hearts now.
And that's not what Isolated needs to see. Isolated wants to see a hint for level 1.
Yeah. I guess he could try the Konami code or something.
I hear it doesn't work in this game.
Because my mic is turned on, I won't give my opinions on Konami.
Arstra and the rest of Randomania, thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, shots fired.
No, it was the only game creator they ever had worth anything that was fired.
More shots fired.
Ooh, nice bombs in that, well, we'll say the perch that the vulture was sitting on. That's what that room was on the map. So, Truant, not knowing the shape of level 8, doesn't realize just how much weirdness there is to be had at this point.
Truant probably thinks at this point that he's lost this battle royale.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the point where you start saying, I really don't want to have the IRC up anymore.
Yeah, you've got that haunting feeling that your opponent has just about to not done. And I'll be right back in just a moment, Liquid Husband. You take it away.
All right. Pure, unadulterated, unfiltered Liquid Husband commentary on this Battle Royale Grand Final of Unfamiliar Chaos. Which one of these guys is getting thrown over the top rope tonight? And which one is going on to the main event of Randomania? Oh wow, look at that Triforce location here in level 8, in that ugly buzzard's nose, all the way. There's a secret at the tip of the nose. It's called the Triforce for level 8. Holy cow, the game could not have come up with a better location for this Triforce. Finally, the Triforce pick up for ISO, while Truant knows what this level 8 looks like now, and at this point, you just feel like the game has treated you in such a manner that maybe I should just go ahead and check that furthermost point on the left side of level 8. To no one's surprise, Isolated goes to the magical sword screen and does a dance around it, then picks it up. So he now has the magical sword and red ring, as does Truant. They are all jacked to the gills at this point, ready to tank their way through level 9 if they can ever get there. Oh, unfortunately, ISO doesn't have any bombs. That's the screen with level 1. He needs bombs to get in there, though. He's got bombs now, and he's going to use them in the wrong spot. Buys a vowel. Bites a vowel. Okay, looks like he's going back, though, so he should be finding level 1 here very shortly. He is in.
We know this move is going to pay off for Isolated with the silver arrows.
Yeah, huge find for ISO. He walked past it the first time, but he didn't have any. He came across it, but didn't have any bombs. Fortunately, got some bombs on the very next screen and was able to swing back around to get his way into this dungeon. The question comes though: if he finds this Triforce, is he just picking it up? He's not. Okay, correct play.
Yeah, I know at this point in time you may metagame. I mean, hour 24, you may metagame, you may decide, hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and maybe pick up this Triforce and gamble on the Silvers being in 9. It would be the final death blow here for Isolated if that's the case.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, Rick, did you see where this Triforce is in level 8?
I do see the blinking dot here in level 8. This is rude.
I mean, I just feel like sometimes the game does a better job of putting this stuff together than we ever possibly could.
Like, let me be honest here. After level 7 Triforce being in the far reaches of that level, this doesn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah. So here's how bad that level 8 location was. TruantGamer was in the room with half of it cleared, with the red ring and the magical sword, and he decided to use a potion just to be sure that he did not have to go through that hell again.
Yeah, because if you take a death there, you've lost probably 3 minutes easily.
3 minutes, also known as about 1.5% of this seed.
3 minutes, otherwise known as in an eternity, when you're still waiting for the opponent to die done. And Truant, did Truant get the Triforce in 2?
He did not.
The marker here just says no.
Or did he? I mean, I didn't check when he menued. I guess we're gonna find out. Yeah, he must have. He mustn't have.
Well, we don't know yet.
Wait.
He's gonna get a fairy replenishment and maybe go back into level 9, and we'll find out right away. And there's the silver arrows pickup for Isolated. So yes, Truant has picked up the Triforce into, here we go, level 9. What are we looking for? Oh, this is a one
one way, so don't go right. I was all ready to talk about how going right is the way to start out your level 9.
Oh, thank goodness. It's Dark Nuts in this level 9.
Hey, not bad at all.
And there's the Triforce pickup for Isolated. Still 2 Triforces down at this point. But you've got to think we're getting a little closer. Which way to the One Direction concert? That takes away one of our hints.
So there's something we're not going to know about. So does that mean... So Isolated spent a lot of time in level 5 and found the location of the Triforce there. I guess he didn't pick it up, though.
Needs to shoot one more way, and I don't think he's going to do it in this room. Oh, he's got to go back to 2 by the looks of things.
Okay, yeah, because I was thinking he was going to whistle to 7, I guess it is. It's right by. Or no, 6 is no 7 and
7 is right next door to 5.
5, yeah.
So as we make our way through level 9, we're going to be looking for the Roar of Ganon. We don't know which way he's going to be. We don't know if TruantGamer's found the path. That is not it. We see bunnies with a shutter door to the right. Could this be the path to the girl? No.
Question in chat from Systematic Technology. Unfamiliar Chaos is just the name of this flag set that's been used for this tournament. Just a flavorful name. It's what did we say earlier? You start at the normal screen, you get the wood sword or candle at the normal wood sword spot. First quest overworld, shapes and dungeons, plus or minus 2 HP. Not that non-standard of a flag set, but it has proven to be extremely difficult here in this seed tonight.
Well, the thing is that there's a setting in Randomizer called Chaos. This makes it. This is an amended version of that preset by adding some of the things that you just mentioned in regards to the vanilla start as well as the wood sword at the start location. Enemies are plus or minus 2 HP, which in the Chaos set, they were normal HP. And we've got 2 shutter doors here, so we know that neither of these are going to be where we need to go. Isolated getting the Triforce out of level 2. This could be a race in 9, depending on where things are. And we have 2 community hints in level 9. Might
as well just make it a clean sweep at this point so no one has an unfair advantage. But ISO should have a little bit more ease with the Triforce room now here in 5, coming back with the red ring and the magic sword, neither of which he had last time he was here.
Yeah. TruantGamer has found Ganon.
Oh, man.
So with the magical sword, it's going to take 4 slashes. And then arrows, and Isolated is just going to tank mode here. So right now, Isolated still has a chance if Zelda is a hider. If I'm TruantGamer, I'll check that room to the north after finishing off Ganon here.
Yeah, immediately. Ganon's been a bit of a hider here in this room.
Yeah, he's having a hard time getting the stun lock down and just not the rhythmic sword slashes that you need to have.
Alright, so now we're looking for the girl. Yeah, and with that Ganon fight,
and there's the third old man, by the way.
Yeah, but with that Ganon fight, he was, if you're trying to get the stun lock, you want to do it from the middle of the room, not the edge of the room, because then if you miss, you have very little chance of catching up to Ganon in the center of the room as your backup.
Isolated going into level 9. Once again, if Zelda is a good hider, we could see Isolated squeeze this one past TruantGamer. But it all depends on where things are. Truant obviously has the advantage with more rooms having been explored.
Yep. And having already found and killed Ganon.
Yep. An hour 31. You're expecting that done to come at any point now. One room to the right, we find ourselves with a shuttered door and nothing much else in this room. Could there be a bomb wall? And you remember how this seed gave him only one way to go at the start? You've got to maybe think there could be some reason for that. Like, trying to bomb the bunnies, that doesn't work.
Please do not bomb the bunnies. Yeah, so what you're saying is like a staircase over in the right-hand corridor?
Well, I'm thinking there might be a reason why you can't get north or east. Could Zelda be in that room to the north?
Ooh. I see what you're getting at now.
And this does look like this is a troll staircase for TruantGamer. That shutter door does open up for Isolated.
He does at least get one net bomb out of that. Used 3 and got 1, so.
Heading south.
Oh!
That's big news here for Truant. And is it where I think it is? No, it's in the far southwest corner.
Wow.
So obviously Truant's going to do anything in his power to get over in that direction. I'm surprised he didn't try to kill those red dark nuts, trying to get a few more bombs. He's down to 4, and if this is a trolley path to get to her, like for example, you may have to use 2 bombs here
for nothing.
And neither of them work.
Oh, he does find a way out.
Yeah, he's going to head over here to the left. And is there a way to go down? So this right now, with 1 bomb remaining, is where that comes into play. The fact that he and there gets a bomb drop. That's beneficial, but no way to go south. And Isolated is starting to close in where Ganon is. In fact, these runners are giving each other a high five at this point.
Yeah, Truant going to go ahead and take the staircase now.
Yeah, I know he came out of the staircase. This is the one that Isolated just went through. It puts him somewhere near the center here, so you're going to try to make your way to the southwest corner any way possible. Now, there still could be a magical staircase where a staircase is required to get into that room.
Yeah, going to try to attack it from underneath now.
Yep, this is a good strategy. See if you can't get there from any way from the direction you're going at this point. Looks like he's giving up on that. He's going to take the staircase.
No, he's not. It's the white sword.
It's the white sword, which is completely useless at this point to these runners.
Wow, so there's a staircase somewhere that they have not found, it looks like. Either not found or not taken. Oh, hey, Patra.
Isolated is so close to where Ganon is at this point.
Ooh,
but he can't hear him.
New bomb hole, and we've got another staircase. Ooh, surely he can find some bombs in this room.
You'd hope so. But you're never going to find them when you need them.
True, and he's in a hurry.
He's going to find the compass, though. This takes you to the northwest. This may not be the path. This is the Patra, the keeper of this seed.
Does Patra have the key?
Kill him and find out.
I know what he does have is this wonky loop he's caught in.
Isolated now here's where the pig is. But how to get to him is going to be the question.
Here's another staircase
here at Petra. Adds over to...
Oh, it's in the southwest!
Oh, yes, and this is going to take him where he needs to go. There are going to be 2 ways to go, either to the left or to the north. One of these ways is going to get you to her. If not both. And
there's the
shutter door right there, and TruantGamer will be our first Battle Royale champion.
He is in there. Done. TruantGamer finishing in first place of this tournament. Official SRL time, 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 57 seconds. Folks, get your GGs of attrition out for TruantGamer, the winner of Unfamiliar Chaos.
And after what these runners have gone through, this is something that TruantGamer is probably going to go, wow, how did I win this? An hour 35:57 doesn't feel like it should be a winning time. It doesn't feel like it should be a winning time, especially for all the trouble that both of these runners ended up going through. And we'll get TruantGamer in here. We'll go ahead and discuss things in just a moment. I think that number you see on the screen really, really is a huge indicator. Isolated sees the result and has forfeited the match.
All right, so like Rick said, we hope to have them in to talk about it here shortly.
And just remember, this is the first of the finals in the Battle Royale. There's other tournaments that are going on. Like I said, the Boomstick Fun that's happening Sundays at 4 o'clock. They are starting to wrap things up. They're down to the final 3. The Random Triforces Mondays at 10 o'clock are down to the final 3 as well. And first, we're going to talk to the runner-up of this. So we have Isolated999. Your thoughts on that seed?
Can someone explain? There's 2 deaths I want to know what happened. The first was in the ladder room in 4, where I couldn't see the wish room. The second was in the power bracelet room in 5, where I had my sword in the Keys' hitbox and I died anyway.
I can't help you. Other than that, Keys were 2 HP, weren't they?
Not the blue ones. Only the red ones were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the red ones that split off the fires were. I'm going to guess it was one of those cases, where nutty cases, where the tie goes to the enemy.
I guess.
You turned left at 3 pixels, and that caused the hitbox to shift. Okay, I'm talking over my head at this point.
Let's go with that.
We also
the game cheated.
Yeah, that's been the generally accepted answer for the last 30 years. But we are also joined now by the winner of this race. Obviously, we're all winners here as we were finally mercifully released from it. TruantGamer, congratulations.
Thanks, and I got some questions about that seed too. Namely, how did I get a bomb drop off of Skeleton?
I had the same question.
It had to be a stored drop at some point. Like, you may have opened up a bomb wall with and hit an enemy on its way through. I don't know. I remember once I was surprised by a bomb drop about 17 rooms later. I'm like, how did I get this off a rope? How about that first item in the code, the ladder, and all the hell you had to go through to get to that ladder, Isolated?
I think it would have been better if I had just bit the bullet and went to 8 to get the red ring first. I was well, okay, I didn't know the red ring was an 8 at the time of 4, I think. I might have seen it, because I was still looking for 1. But I just didn't want to go to 8 once I saw it had red ring, because I figured it's ladder blocked anyway. And I was desperately hoping it was silvers there, and not the ladder.
Yeah, it was something we kind of went over a lot. There were a lot of things about this seed that, you know, that name Unfamiliar Chaos was almost just extremely apropos for things that were, you know, things we were used to seeing in Randomizer, things we were used to seeing in the vanilla game. That the 2 of those things combined added up to an extremely difficult seed. I called this flag set simple, but I never called it easy. And that was certainly on display tonight for everything that happened.
That and taking about 20 deaths in level 5 probably didn't help either.
Level 4, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having 2 Wizrobe dungeons, and both of those Wizrobe dungeons, the Triforce is guarded by Wizrobes in rooms that are either difficult to move in or contain a combination of enemies that just don't play well together. Really put a damper in your spirits pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And the thing I'm going to say about that room with the wish ropes, guarding the heart container in 4, that was horrid. That was horrible. That was evil. Having to dance around those 6 blue wish ropes while trying to maintain your composure to make your way to the room that had the ladder.
Yeah, there was no composure at that point. Just saying it, there was no composure.
Oh gosh, we were feeling for you for sure. Yeah, that was the entirety of that battle against level 4 that you had was certainly a microcosm of man's struggle as he makes his way through life.
I think that we could call that level 4 a man's delve into insanity.
Yes.
But there's another question that I know Liquid Husband is begging to add. It really wants to ask both of you, and it regards a certain item in 7.
Clearly the 7 or 8 seconds that Isolated999 would have saved over the course of the run by picking up the red candle was clearly the difference in the end in this race. I get the feeling that some people have probably going to have some clips from this race. I apologize in advance, ISO. I was a little too harsh on you for not picking up the red candle. I really can't explain why.
I just figured, alright, well, there's a red candle. I have Wizard Dungeons, I have Dark Knight Dungeons. It's probably not as useful as I'd like it to be. So I'm just gonna leave it and go hope to find something else that's better, like a wand. That was in 2 that I never found. I normally will skip the red candle unless I don't have a blue candle by the time I find it.
Yeah, neither of you ever saw the wand, to my knowledge. I know Truant probably wasn't going to pick it up because he had an interesting Armos gaff early in the game where he picked up an item that may or may not have been hidden underneath one.
Yeah, so there were 2 things early that tipped me off that this was not going to be a pleasant seed. One was that there were standard enemies on the overworld, and 2 was that darn book.
Well, the enemy groups weren't shuffled. That was in the flags.
I guess I never paid attention to that.
Now, if that was a mistake, I'm okay with that. If that's not a mistake, I'm also okay with that.
We didn't need whiz robes in the overworld after what just happened.
I would have been okay with it. It would have made 4 easier.
That is a fair point there.
Nah, you'd have just gotten all the bunnies in level 4.
Oh, that's fine. I'd rather bunnies over whiz robes. I said it.
Depends on whether or not I've got tiles.
So, I'm going to ask this question to both of you runners. This was a rough seed. At what point, and I'll start with Isolated, were you getting ready to see, I know I'm seeing a dot done in just a few minutes, I know I'm seeing a dot done. At what point in this run did you think that?
The moment I got the ladder.
Little did you know you're the first one to get to the ladder. What about you, Truant?
I think right around the hour mark when I was trying desperately to find keys, I really was starting to expect something to come along. Actually, between that and when I went to 1, I don't know why it took so long to get there. I should have checked it when I was walking that way the first time. Getting the silvers out of there, I realized, yeah, this might not go well for me.
I'm pretty sure my average bomb count in the seed was about 2, so I didn't find 1 until after everything else.
Yeah, you walked past it with no bombs on more than 1 occasion, I think. At least 1 right before you went in. The next thing I want to bring up about the hilarity from our perspective and probably the insanity from you guys' perspective, the Triforce locations in levels 7 and 8. Level 7 was in a room that was south of a troll staircase that you could only access from one direction. Level 8, in the tip of the beak of that vulture perched high above everything, waiting to scavenge the remaining pieces of the crushed links below. I know it's true, you used a potion. You had red ring and magical sword in that ring, and you still used a potion just to make sure you did not have to go through all that again.
Yeah, I was not going back there.
I would have been fine with 7 if it wasn't bow and or ladder blocked.
Yeah,
to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, and it was just that, you know, the culmination of all the things on level 7. Level 8's just that, the pure location of it was just nasty. No matter what it took to get there, it took time, and not dying through a lot of rooms.
I also do want to clear the air on this. I didn't quit because I didn't want to finish the seed. It's because it's almost midnight, and at some point I do need to sleep.
I don't understand that. I mean, we're getting to it about an hour 40 in this seed.
Yeah. No one faulting you there. There's, if you were a quitter, you wouldn't have made it to the finals here, so I don't think anybody's putting that on you.
So, nonetheless, you do get second place points. That goes towards your record for later on, and we'll see what happens in future of these battle royales. Did you enjoy the ride?
Yes, up until the brick wall.
Yeah, it's it's never the fall that gets you; it's the sudden stop, right?
Exactly.
Truant, on the other hand, now are the winner of the Unfamiliar Chaos Battle Royale, going on to the main event of Randomania in November. We're all certainly looking forward to that. Are you looking to get involved in some more of these Battle Royale tournaments in the meantime?
Yeah, I've been holding off for now until I make sure my schedule is going to be clear for a couple of them. I'll probably join up with Rick's after I verify my Mondays. Will be good.
Speaking of Rick's, tell us more about that tournament, Rick.
I'm sorry, which one?
In the Battle Royale that you have kickstarted.
Oh, that would be the Maelstrom Mondays. That will be, if we can get a full crew, we'll be going at 9 a.m. on Monday nights. It will be pretty much just a throwback to the old Maelstrom settings. Your plus or minus HP. You have your levels, no indicator what level you're going to be in because of the shuffled starts in those dungeons. You'll have sped up text, which will be the improvement over the old Maelstrom flags because, well, who needs slow text anymore?
Okay, so that's almost like a kickback to the first randomizer tournament.
Pretty much.
Wow, that'll be fun, yeah. Just to clarify, you said 9 a.m. Monday night, I assume.
9 p.m. Monday night.
Okay. Out there in Eastern Land, I presume.
Yes. Oh, be quiet, Gary and Old Wolf.
We're certainly looking forward to that in the near future. Especially those of us who have been around watching these randomizers for a long time. Kind of have a nice nostalgic feel to it. If you haven't, if you're newer to it though, those old flag settings created some interesting style races. A little less, I don't know, way to put it, less
find the bomb hole.
Yeah, less find the bomb hole, less, dumb luck leads to victory, more, you expect Saver and Lack to win every race.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it if we can get that filled up. Like, the good thing about the current flags that we have going on in many of these battle royales is it's bringing up a whole lot of different settings that the randomizer has. Now, what's one of the things you don't normally see are people doing the old school settings where you had the vanilla layouts, the dungeons anymore, and this is one of the opportunities to get some races going on it.
Yeah, and being able to walk into a dungeon, not have the map, not know what dungeon it is, not have the letters and numbers of the dungeon up there, and I can remember watching commentary back in the days of that first tournament, and you guys being able to call the dungeon just by what screen they started on and what doors were open and available to them always blew my mind, and I had to start getting good at it instead of just guessing level 5 every time. But,
yeah, absolutely. But we've got to get out of here. We've taken enough time here. Special thanks to Cyclone, who did the tracking for us, and also for Noristra for running the controls behind us. One last question I do want to ask. Actually, no, you already asked it about level 8. That was a hellacious Triforce spot on that level 8. My goodness. I think the guesses of that being gone, so was true. Anyways, we're going to get on out of here. Again, more Battle Royales coming up over the weekend. Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m. is the next of the Boomstick ones, down to the final 3 there. Monday, 10 p.m., down to the final 3 in the Random Triforces one. So stay tuned. More Zelda 1 Randomizer coming up here on Randomania.
Yeah, I think we're heading over to check out one of the Battle Royale admins, Redbird Grad, doing second quest damageless attempts now. So won't you please join us over there? Congratulations against the Truant. Isolated. Great showing, everybody. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next time.